Hey guys, it's Jonathan from Bullet Motorsports, and right next to me we have a beautiful 1957 Chevrolet Post. This has an Art Morrison chassis, very, very tasteful engine choice, which we're going to show you later on. If you guys want to find out full details, click on the link below, underside shots, a full gallery. Let's do it. Every time I look at this Post, something new pops out at me. From the interior to the exterior, the straight body, I mean, this is laser straight. It's painted in vivid red fire, so this actually, when you put it in the sun, will glow. It glows in the sun, and you're gonna see that later on. I would rate this car a 9 out of 10, extremely nice. Restoration started in 2006 and continued on for several years, and then it was essentially cleaned up or brought to the 2020, 2025 standards with updated stereo components. The list goes on. You're rolling on a set of intro wheels, so you have 17 by 7s in the front and 17 by 10s in the rear. This has an Art Morrison chassis. That means a completely custom chassis built for the Tri-5 setup. You have Willwood brakes that have been polished and they look fantastic. The reason for that 9 out of 10 on the nose cones of the hood and on the rear section where the taillights are, you have a little bit of pitting because those are original components. Looking at the rear of this Post, it's a piece of art. You have your fins right here, very, very nice chrome work. And once again, the only imperfection I'm really seeing is a little bit of tarnishing on the light bright work on top of the brake lights. Trunk condition, so your fitment is extremely nice. There is no bubbling in the paint. And once again, when you guys see the outside shots of this, you're gonna be blown away. Click on the link below. You have dual exhaust out the rear. Looking underneath it, you have a Curry rear end with 370 gears and 31 spline axles. That's also mated to a Richmond 5-speed. I'm not gonna tell you what's under the hood until we get up there. Wow, this thing's awesome. Oh, let me pop the trunk. So you have a hidden button under your dash. Clicks it open. And you know the saying, it's got some bump in the trunk? Well, guess what? This one's got a lot of bump in the trunk. So you have JL components throughout, JL amplifiers, and then you have a marine style setup for the center. What that allows you to do is if you're at a car show and you don't want these speakers running, you can actually turn it off because it's in specific channels. So you have 6 channels to control. So if you want them all to go up, you can. Carpet is very nice. Look at how nice the leather is on the top of this deck lid. You have your battery controls behind here, and we'll have a photo of that in the gallery. But overall, very, very clean. Trunk closes nicely. All your bright work is chrome. It's beautiful. Bump in the trunk. Looking at the passenger side, we have more details that are popping out at me as I continue to look at this beautiful machine. You have pin striping throughout the front section, also around the wheel arches and on the trunk. Another cool feature, so this is built to bring to car shows and win trophies. You have a French-in antenna with your controls for the stereo and your actual antenna in the center console. When you open up the center console, it automatically illuminates an LED. The technology in this one is up to date for today's standards. Let's test out the lights. Lights operate, they look great. Hood condition, extremely nice. Once again, just small imperfections on the horns. All of your bright work is extremely clean. Your front bumper condition for this Tri-5, spectacular. You have polished windshield wipers. You have, these are actually chrome, I apologize. You have chrome windshield wipers. Your chrome bezel around your windshield is extremely nice. All the rubber is nice and clean. Your dash condition, I love the satin red on the inside, and I can't wait to show you that because I love sitting in leather that smells like a baseball glove. Your Chevy emblem is in excellent condition. Grill condition's very nice. And what do you say we pop the hood so I can show you all the good stuff? Taking a look under the hood, you have a GM Crate ZZ572. This produces 620 horsepower stock, 650 foot-pounds of torque on 93 pump gas. This has had headwork, so they polish the heads. Valve covers and intake have been painted in the vivid red fire to match the exterior. I want you guys to look at the gallery and see all of the inner panels that have been done inside here. It is fantastic. You can see the gloss powder coated frame down there. You have your coilovers and then all of your chromed tubular control arms. You have a billet setup for your pulley set. So this is a really nice feature because now you have vintage air. You have cold vintage air, and then your front plate here for the radiator, this will not get hot. So you have 620 horsepower, and you're not gonna have to worry about overheating. Still carbureted, all the lines have been polished. Look at the top of the hood. It's spectacular, all chrome throughout. Let's close it, jump inside, and take it for a spin. Interior is delightful. You have Ramasig toned leather interior. This is super soft and supple. It gives off a great odor. Center section is very clean. You have a billet cover on here. I love the moon eyes gauges. So you have oil pressure, temperature, fuel, voltage, vacuum, and then also a clock. So that clock is actually working right now. Center section has been custom built. You have your Richmond 5-speed right here, and then you have your JL component set up that controls all of your channels. So by channels, I mean front, rear, subwoofers, etc. When you open this up, it lights up in a beautiful LED. You have the ability to control your antenna and also turn on your stereo without the car on. So if you're at a show, you can click this button and your stereo will turn on and you can control the sound, have a good time, have a soda pop, enjoy it. Looking at the door cards, all billet components, the leather from the seats is utilized on the actual door panels. You have a nice tone difference. So you have the piping here with the red that's hinted through it, and it looks very nice. All of your fasteners are very clean. Billet steering wheel, and it's also a tilt steering wheel, which is nice. And then my favorite part would be that tachometer when you're putting 620 horsepower to the ground through the transmission and rear end. I would call this an angry driving experience because it just sounds so violent. And that's exactly what we should do right now. All right, we're taking this 57 out for a test drive. Transmission, it's a Richmond, feels good when you're shifting. All my gauges are operating. Oil pressure is at 80 pounds at full operating temperature, which I love. So drivability, this thing stance perfectly, and when you're taking corners or driving it, it feels like a modern car because of that Art Morrison chassis. I like how they painted the dash in satin. So that's huge for me because if it was the same color as the exterior, you'd be getting glare, and I don't get glare right now. I went right into 5th gear, nice and smooth. We're cruising at 50 miles an hour at just under 1,700 RPM, and listen to this thing. That's 3rd gear. Operating temperature 190. And it's hot today here in Florida. We're gonna do a turnaround up here. I'll test out the acceleration. We'll shift around 50, 200. You don't need much more. A lot of torque on the low end. Downshifting easy. does what it's supposed to do. Downshifting. Nice and smooth. It's a handful, it's angry. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take a right up here, go over our signature bumps, and you can decide if you want to put this in your garage. Put the lights on. Here comes a big dip. No issues at all. Steering over the bumps, there's no bump steer, it feels good. This is a really nice build. If you guys have any other questions, give us a call, 954-363-2261. I'm out of here. Buy this car. What a machine. The attention to detail for every single thing in this post, it's top tier. Top tier.